What's good, my people? How y'all doing? Y'all kicking it today? Cause I sure am. I am prepared mentally and physically to crush this game right now. Alright, so a couple of adjustments have been made. Uh I did watch my VOD yesterday and noticed that I didn't have the disappearing chat feature on, so a portion of my screen was covered up. Overall, I'm announcing that I got it correct this time, so we're not gonna see that. Especially for those of you that will be watching this as a video later on. Oop, did not mean to do that. Alright, so if you're joining, hey, welcome. I'm Titan. I like this game. I mean, it's D&D, but as a roguelike. Uh, though it is second edition, so there will be changes of like rules and whatnot if you're not used to that. But it's all good. It's still gonna be great. Yesterday, yesterday was a hilarious day. Uh, thought we was just gonna make one character and play for 3-4 hours, see how far we get, and it ended up being making three characters because two of them ended up dying on the first floor. One of them by a personal mistake, and one of them because I really didn't have doubt in that class to begin with. The third character did get kind of far, I think like floor 5 or whatever, and then it died. We're not doing that today. We're not dying like that today, okay? But it is possible because it's a I was gonna play some classes I haven't touched yet. Starting with the Bard. Oh man. So as far as race goes, it doesn't really matter for a Bard. I mean, humans and half elves don't really get that much of a benefit. Half elf you can't be charmed or put to sleep, but spoiler alert, in this game, no one's charming you and no one's trying to put you to sleep. And yeah, so I'm just gonna set all of this. Alignment doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter in this game. The only thing that matters is your class and possibly what race you are. And now the stats. Alright. Luckily, bars start off at 4th level, which means we will get some spell slots in the beginning. Not a lot though, because you're not a full mage. So I'm trying to think on what kind of stats I want. Looks like the minimum for charisma is 15, even though it really doesn't matter. Because I'm pretty sure as a bard, your spell slots are really determined by intelligence. Then again, I also don't think they get bonus spell slots like the other classes do. What I'm trying to get to in a long-winded way is that 18 on the wisdom, we don't need it. You just put that as strength. Though since you're not a fighter at those class, you don't get the exceptional strength. So 18 is just what we got to stick with. And put more points into dexterity. Still want more points there. I am willing to do this. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Because if you watch yesterday's gameplay, or you was here yesterday, I spoke pretty often about gauntlets in this game, magical gauntlets. All magical gauntlets are beneficial, none of them curse. And out of the 4 gauntlets, rank to 19, 20, 22. And that last one just being a dexterity boost one, which really wouldn't matter because Going from 18 to 19 dexterity won't give you another point for your armor class. Like 17 to 18 matters, but 18 to 19 does not. And now that I remember, since Bard is not a fighter at those class, having a constitution over 16 doesn't matter either. It's not going to change your hit points because you won't get a bonus. So the 2 points off of there, I could put back into strength. And this is looking good. Okay. You know what? I want to redeem Smiles from yesterday on the self kill with the throwing hammer and hopefully get the name up onto the high score board. As far as difficulty goes, it's still pretty much moderate. Turning off the underwater levels because I just have bad experience with them. The one time I got it, it ended up generating a level that could not be completed. No matter what I did, even with cheats, uh, you just couldn't do it. Now, I also was talking at length yesterday about food and how if you're not a specific class, you cannot create your own food. And with the moderate settings, starvation is highly possible. I don't know why, but you'll be on levels where you'll get rations like back to back, and then you'll go 2, 3 levels in a row, full clearing the map and not gaining a single ration. And that's important because you need that food meter in order to get your hit points back if you're playing a class that can heal itself. And that sucks. And so I've been thinking about it all day on like what could we do? Like what I'm comfortable with. And I think 1 point lower on the food consumption, but 1 point higher on monster amount. Yeah. Honestly, there's really nothing to say. It's self-explanatory. Just gonna be more monsters. And we already have monsters being slightly more difficult over moderate as a compensation for the turning off the underwater levels. Because the only thing that you're gonna miss on the underwater level is the fact that there's two monsters down there. It's a water elemental and a greater water elemental. That's it. There's really nothing special about those levels. Oh, and you won't have to worry about water breathing. And hopefully today I won't get like immediate enemies straight in my face like yesterday. Alright. Ooh, and this is interesting. So typically for arcane spells, you cannot cast spells when wearing armor. And it looks like I can as a bard, which is why it's interesting. And I don't want to be in melee, folks. Oh, there it is. Alright. I know for the mage it typically like grays it out. For some reason with the bard it just straight up says you can't, but still allows you to click on it. Alright. Going to open up this door first. So yeah. Playing as a board, I guess that's just something you're gonna have to juggle is how much spell casting you want to do versus melee. So, keep taking hits like that though. Mm. I like how I promised no first floor wipes, and it's looking like it's gonna be that. Oh wow! All right, first rest down. Actually, wait. Burning hands, magic missiles, identify. Not a great spell start. All right. So there might be a lot of mistakes, only because this is my first time playing a bard in this game. I mean, I kind of know what to expect as far as like typical gameplay goes, but I was looking at the manual earlier for like what spells are actually available in the game. I mean, I know what cleric spells, like what cleric spells are, only because clerics get all their spells right from the get-go. Uh, Mages and bards do not. It's the typical. You gotta find these scrolls, and then when you are able to actually cast a spell at that level, scribe that spell over into your book so that it's permanent. And we can dual wield short swords, but not long swords. So that does answer a question that I had yesterday uh, about in the manual. It says that rangers can dual wield with a lesser penalty. I was like, that's kind of a lie because everyone can dual wield for a fact, so it's not like it's a benefit. So in this game, you can't really see what your hit chance is. You kind of just have to manually calculate it. But at the same time, you can't manually calculate if you're receiving penalties for something. Like, this is all your character sheet gives you. You can click around, you can hit other buttons. That's it. That's all you got for information. Surely that won't be another imminent return. But let's find out. Every time. Every time. Out of all the amulets there is, I just tend to keep getting that imminent return one. That's the first one every time. Though I was playing off stream earlier, but I guess I can say it's not every time that I did manage to get a fireball necklace. But that's off stream, so does it really count? There we go. So, only reason I'm dual wielding now is just, wow, having more attacks is ultimately just better. And also, while there is an armor mage spell in the game, like I said, I have to find it. Hope that it's generated and possible to get. Alright, so we are going to identify this book only because the book can be cursed, and I would like it not to be. Alright, point of charisma. Cool. Sorry for the wall bumping sounds, but illusionary walls are a thing and we gotta look for them. Like, we can see what happens over here, but I do know there has to be something here. Either this was an illusionary wall or there's a wall over here, but we'll wait and see on what the rest of the level looks like. No need to backtrack right at this moment. Oh, let's take this moment because even though I did look up stuff earlier, I did not look up how fast bards level, what their experience table is. So we're starting off at level 4. Need 10,000 XP to get the 5, 20 for 6, so looks like it just doubles every time, roughly. If I recall correctly, though, bards share the same leveling speed as thieves. That is correct. Uh, so yeah, thieves and bards, one of the faster classes when it comes to leveling. Uh, for a thief, I mean, for a thief in this game, the leveling speed is kind of whatever. You're still a thief, not the greatest. But for a bard, that can actually be pretty beneficial because you're gonna get those spell slots pretty fast compared to the mage, who's the slowest leveling there is. Oh, the one bit or downside actually is the fact that as a bard, you're while you level faster, the maximum spell slots for you or spell level is gonna be level 6, where the mage can go all the way up to 9th level spells. Go ahead and consume that. What do I have? Should probably use these spells. At this stage of the game, there's really no reason to, wow, to do that, but also to hold on to your spell slots. Orange potion. I don't think that's a potion of healing. I'll wait. Yeah, so this is something that I was talking about yesterday about spells casters is your first X amount of hours resting is automatically just going to give you your spell slots back without consuming food. And then you'll get this message of, do you want to rest until you're fully healed? And if you're a paladin or a cleric, it'll instead of this message, you will get the message of, do you want to cast spells while healing or resting? And it goes into this. So if you're always kind of worried and like, should I play a mage? But then I spend a lot of food because casting spells. No, you just rest for the first few minutes and you get all your spell slots back. That's kind of what the gameplay loop is. Just you don't have a lot of spell slots at first. Oh, and there's a lot of enemies in here. Like right now, after I clear this room, I wanted to take the moment to rest and just get those spell slots back. Which is a strategy. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Ocean of Confusion. Glad we didn't drink that. So, once again, you rest, 4 hours, cool. Got your spell slots back. So, does make mage and the mage multi-class is pretty good because you can deal damage from range and then just rest to get your spell slots back without consuming that food meter. And I probably should swap this Burning Hands out for a... Because the range on Burning Hands is just not that great. Whereas Magic Missiles will travel the entire distance. Though, as we learned yesterday, make sure you don't sprint ahead when that missile is active. Because then you'll just end up killing yourself. And yeah, there's an illusionary wall somewhere. Time for that point in the gameplay when I just start slamming myself in the walls. Okay, where could it be? Still over here or right here? Okay, we're on this. Wait a minute, what is going on? I'm not blind, am I? Yeah, checked all of that. Has to be in this big room down here. Yeah, has to be this back corner because that guy was not there. There we go. I always keep telling myself, like, yo, just turn off the illusionary walls. Just stop bothering with them. They just confuse me every time. Oh, I got to do. All right. Do this in the menu so we're not wasting time. Oh, one thing, since earlier I mentioned about not having clear ways of knowing if the game is doing something, like deficits and whatnot. Uh, in the manual, it says that bards have a 15% chance of not casting the spell correctly. Like they're stumbling over their words in order to get the spell off, or they mispronounce something. And I don't know if that was just like flavoring in the book, or if it's an actual gameplay element. There we go. Ooh, let's see if any of those scrolls were scribable. Doesn't look like it. Usually if you can scribe a scroll, you'll have an option over here to do so. Unless I'm misremembering. Could be, because I have been trying to play the Eye of the Beholder series. At least the first game. And some of the menu options are kind of the same. This parchment says, beware of the creature known as an Ankeg. It can spit a stream of highly corrosive acid at its victim. Ba -ba -ba. That guy just totally came out of that wall. Ooh, it's a lot of them. I'm gonna wait for him to move. Thanks for that message. We've already discovered that it was there. Honestly, I don't know why I'm doing this like this way when I could just rest and get the spell slots. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully I don't turn around a corner and get smacked for 1 billion damage. Grappling hook in case there's a hole. You can use it to climb back up. Otherwise, pit holes just drop you down to a lower level. I've only seen it once, so I assume it's only going to drop you 1 level lower. And that can be devastating depending on what level you are falling from. Because, say, like, you are playing with underwater zones turned on. Yeah, if you fall to an underwater level without a grappling hook, you're kind of dead meat down there. Because every square you move without water breathing, take damage. Hmm, that is still too big of a space. But just press forward. Wait a minute. Gonna rest again because since we're getting close to the end of this level, we're probably gonna run into that troglodyte, and I would like to kill it as soon as possible when it shows up. For a situation like this, kind of. Oh god, like that. I guess that is one benefit about the burning hand spells is if they if it does hit, it ends up doing so much damage that it typically one hit kills enemies on floor one. So the range on it, you kind of have to be still right in front of their face. couple more rooms down here. We will surely move on to level 2, floor 2. This longsword could be magical, but I honestly just don't care about it. Not the way I'm trying to play this run. Uh, so I haven't done it yet, only because mages don't get anything to. Oh, what the? Ah, and there's an illusionary wall in here. Anyway, what I was gonna say is there is a trick you can do with your spell casting where take your book or your holy symbol out and have it ready on the spell casting page, like so. And then you can take the book, put it back into a slot or your inventory, and put this sword here. And as long as this menu stays open, and for us being Bard not having armor on, you can attack, cast a spell without having the book in your hand at that moment. Uh, Only reason I haven't been doing it is just because you can't see your map. So if you're trying to figure out where to go or whether or not someone's behind you, yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Depending on how tonight's go, if we do end up running down these characters, uh, I'll probably just end up going as a cleric on one of them to save my sanity. And you'll see me do that trick a lot, especially when summoning those spiritual hammers. Alright, so we rested, spell slots back, found the way to floor 2. And other than these 2 rooms, really don't see a reason to stay up here. But what I will do is identify, which is going to take a while. Awana code, which I think Pascona code. It's great. Don't need this potion of confusion. Rest. Break. Agua Regalia. I did that only because I was pretty sure Agua potions just straight up don't do anything. Alright. Potion of Restore Strength. I want to make sure. Yeah. So one of these short swords was the +1. Alright. Ooh, a wand of cold and a necklace of fireball. That is. Oh wait, imminent return. I'm thinking of the off-string game that I had. All right, it's always the dang privacy. Page 47 on keg. Enormous. We live in the days of internet, so I don't actually have to look in the manual for that. There's a fandom page where someone put all of the answers on, which is nice. And honestly, there's not a lot of them. I think there's only like 20 of them that the game will possibly ask. There. Ooh, coming in force. Alright. I'm already happy because we made it past floor 1 on our first character so far. Where are we in this map? Bottom right corner. Oh, just a dead end. There's nothing there. There we go. As much as I hate illusionary walls, you can really sometimes figure out where they're located based off of the orientation of your map. Of course, that wouldn't. Throwing them because they're bracers. Actually, I'm an idiot. We're playing Bard, so we can identify this. Sorry about that. That is just a habit that I have for playing non-mage characters. It's just general rule of thumb. If it's bracers, just throw them. Don't take the chance of them being cursed. We'll wear the bracers of archery, but we're not doing archery, so it doesn't matter. Otherwise, if you find them in your runs, they're just +2 to your chance to hit when using a missile weapon. Good luck on finding that. Going to replace. Reminds me, I probably should have identified this bag of dust that we have. But honestly, it's either going to be a cursed or a visibility. Really wish we can add notes to the map. So whenever I find those coin slots, I would really like to make a note of where they're at because it can save you on food consumption. Like right now, I'm pretty much thinking I'm just run back, turn in another coin. Load up. Alright. I stopped to listen because I heard that whoosh sound. So somewhere there's a trap. Since it's a whoosh, it's a trap that's shooting a dart. What is? I don't want to fight both of them at once. Not gonna step out. There we go. The fact that we're hearing it means it has to be on like the other side of this wall. Alright. We hit 5th level. Eat. Hopefully another magic missile. But nothing for 2nd level. Actually, does it give me the option to scribe? No, it does not. I think both of those are 3rd level or higher for spell slots. Let's do this one. Oh shit. I got disoriented. Now trying to do all of this is yo. At 5 HP. One thing I hate about this is I gotta Wait, make sure I don't run. And now I can't back up. Alright. This is not looking so good. There we go. Couldn't back up because I was afraid of getting pierced with a dart. That being the end of it. There we go. Alright. Took drank the potion because he took 2 points off our strength. Oh wow. And there's 2 of them. I need to kill him because gotta check the room, see if there's like food in there. Man, these are some tanky troglodytes. Not gonna lie. Alright. Oh. The jump scares is real. Don't know where he came from. Oh man. Where was that token? Somewhere over there. Gonna have to gun it to. Okay, past that. I think I went too far. Can I not find it? And I saw the spear too late. There was another illusionary wall, and the troglodyte was sitting right in it. At least we got smiles on the board, right? No, I don't think she still showed up on the board. I don't think this game really likes smiles. Can you see why I don't like the illusionary walls? Not only can I not find them, enemies can hide them. Troglodyte, who already moves faster than all the other enemies in this game that I've met so far, you just get fucked. Alright, suck it up. Make a new run. Nah, it was 2 short swords, and welcome to the stream, Verne. I was playing a bard and couldn't find a shield, so instead of having the spell book sitting in my hand the entire time, especially since I was already wearing armor, it was just better to keep the 2 short swords in my hand rather than constantly micromanage taking the armor off and opening up the spell book. Though, yeah, showed up at an unfortunate time when I was trying to look for the token slot to heal up and get poked in the side by a troglodyte hiding in a wall. But hey, if you stick around, you can see how well this new character is gonna go. All right, you know what? Since you joined, I'll let you pick. What do you want to see? Which one of these classes you want to see? Fighter, cleric, mage. All right. Let's see. Cleric starts off at level 3. Cool. This one shouldn't be as bad. Uh, when it comes to clerics, as long as you can make it to 5th level, the whole food situation no longer matters because you can just cast create food and water and fill your own meter. At the same time, you also got healing spells, which makes resting a lot easier. Now comes the situation of trying to roll decent enough stats for what we want. All right, see if I can get a high point spread. Let's see, put that 18 there. Swap those around. Uh, 3, 3. Swap those around. All right, I'm not gonna adjust the stats too much, only because luckily we're starting off as a 3rd level cleric in this triple multi-class. So you're gonna see something that I've been joking about yesterday when I was streaming. That's the fact that we're just gonna go straight into the double spiritual hammer combo. We're just gonna start launching these things down hallways, hopefully killing things before we even see them. Uh, one of these portraits do we? Smiles is cursed. We're not gonna use smiles anymore. The improve identify. Actually, yeah, that's thanks for pointing that out. That since starting off as a 2nd level mage, we're not gonna have identify. We'll name this one after you. But as far as my strategies go, you typically don't need identify for the most part, depending on what you're looking for. Uh, if s- so, something that I notice is gauntlets and bracers. Bracers can be cursed. Gauntlets cannot be cursed, and there's only 4 gauntlets in the game. 3 of them will boost your strength, and 1 of them will boost your dexterity. So if you get a gauntlet, there's no need to identify it because they're always good. They're always beneficial. Bracers, on the other hand, yeah, you should probably identify those because they can really mess up your armor class. As far as everything else, I typically just go by trial and error. I know all necklaces and amulets are good. You kind of just put them in your hand and click the button, see what it does. Wands can actually be detrimental, so you might want to identify those. I haven't seen a curse weapon, so weapons might be okay. Treasure amount more. Yeah, we can do that. Like 5 or 6. I'll put it on the max. Okay. But yeah, I mean, these are typical settings that I've been playing on so far, and it's been pretty hilarious. But if you recommend that I change anything else, let me know. All right, save those settings. Let's do the run. But yeah, like I was saying for the treasure, weapons are good. Helmets can be cursed and can ruin your armor class. Rings can be cursed, and there's only two boots in the game: leather boots and drow boots. So you don't really need to waste identify on those. I think that's about it as far as I can think of. All right, so as always, I typically will come in here and swap stuff around, mainly because when you're playing as a spellcaster, uh, the game will also check your spell slots to see if you're considered fully rested. So you can just mess around and do stuff like this in order to get a rest to go off, especially when you have some of your stats being lowered from magical traps and whatnot. But what's important here is I'm going to take these whole persons, throw them in a spiritual hammer, and take one cure light, throw it in the blessed. We're going to rest. And now, here comes the shenanigans. I don't need that sword. Actually, I lied. We should probably keep it just in case. You're going to come into here, cast Bless. Cool. Best spell at the low. Yep. Improve visibility. It's also a good one. Boom. Now we got the two spiritual hammers, and this run is already going to be better than like all the other characters. Unless my game slows down. So, since we are third level, the durations are kind of on the lower end. So, I typically, unless that happens. Oh, okay, there we go. Killed him on the return. Oh, my game's slowing down. There we go. I will say that's the one issue I have sometimes is the game doesn't like when I do the double spiritual hammer. Also, at least you can't kill yourself with spiritual hammers, so that is a benefit. You kind of can just throw them and run into them, unlike actual weapons or keys that can harm you. Little battle axe. I'll probably save it. Ring. I'll figure out what the ring does after spiritual hammers wear out. That's like my typical game plan is to whoa is to just trial and error the rings because the cursed ones aren't all that bad. Okay, now we definitely don't need the sword. Let's see. That's definitely a dead end. One of these walls could be an illusionary wall, but I'm not gonna sweat checking it right now because we're on a time limit with these spiritual hammers and when we need the rest again. Also, my game plan for clerics is to just rush to level 5 as soon as possible. Yeah, it doesn't do it all the time, but it does it most times. And actually, I looked at this map really wrong. I do need to look for these illusionary walls. But my brain too does slow down after like 3, 4 beers. All right, we gotta go all the way back over there. But as we go searching for this wall, how's your night, man? How's it going? There, wall on my left. Also, if you're just joining, my typical luck for amulets, kid you not, 95% of the time, if I get an amulet on the first floor, it's an amulet of imminent return. There's just nothing I can do about it. It just happens that way. I will say, as a triple multi-class, probably should uh, attempt rushing to the lower levels as soon as possible. Alright, I don't want those bracers. It'd be cursed, and I don't want to take the chance. Alright. Moving pretty fast. I think I'm probably gonna get that message of spiritual hammers running out soon. Come on, guys. There we go. Hey, grappling hook, always good. Ocean, Dominus. Good. There. I don't want a shield. That's what I'm saying. Oh, and there's the message that they ran out. Alright. But yeah, that's what I've always been saying. It's like, why take the bracers when you can get gauntlets that will never be cursed and will boost your strength and give you exceptional thaco and damage? All right, sorry for you hear me yell out some random numbers. I'm just trying to see if it's gonna be a stat boosting ring. 13, 17, 15, 18, 18. Put it on. I can take it off. Cool, not cursed. I can put it on. 17, 18, 18. Hey, +1 wisdom. There we go. All right. Uh, rust, cast healing. Cool. Throw that down. Get rid of this bow. Don't need it. Forgot to cast Bless, but that'll be alright. Hopefully we can get the 4th level pretty quick, because I do like casting Aid versus Bless, even though it has a shorter duration. Just having that extra temporary HP is always good in my book. Up, up, up. But since you're here, let me ask, how long have you been playing this game? For me, it's pretty recent. Why the Elven Chainmail doesn't work? What do you mean by it doesn't work? Because what I was trying to get to is I haven't been playing this game long. It's actually pretty new for me, and I don't think I've even seen the Elven Chainmail. Granted, I think for the couple of weeks that I've been playing, I've only seen like armor get dropped one time, and it wasn't even magical. It was just like regular armor. I'm gonna pick up that bow because we're never gonna use it. Definitely take a coin. Oh, yeah, it should work like that. Um, I have no explanation other than old game. uh, because let's see, I've read portions of the manual for this game. I haven't read the entire thing, and I know there's times where the manual will say X is supposed to work a specific way, and it doesn't, or I haven't seen it do it. Like before you joined, I was talking about how uh, the manual says that bards have a 15% chance of ruining the spells that they cast. Yet that entire time, I didn't see it happen. So I have no way to verify it works like that other than me making another bard trying to go further. Or the manual also says that rangers get a boost to dual wielding, and there's no way to verify that since your one and only stat page doesn't tell you what your THAC0 is. So you kind of just have to manually track it and hope that it doesn't give any kind of penalty for dual wielding. I like to say it doesn't because I'm sitting here throwing these hammers back to back. They seem to hit pretty much very often. All right, getting a lot of cleric scrolls, but not wizards. But that would kind of suck if, well, not kind of. It would definitely suck the one time you find Elven Chain and it doesn't work the way it should, allowing you to cast spells. I will say, personally, I wouldn't even be disappointed because I'm already disappointed. The mage armor spell has oop, has a small like hit point limit on it, which was something that I was not prepared for when I was reading it. Like, wow, you only get 8 hit points and then your armor spell goes away. Kind of pretty bad. All right. Whenever we make it to 20,000 XP, or not 20,000, it's much higher than that. Whenever we can get third level spells for that mage class, I like the fact that we just picked up that lightning bolt spell. Oh, that's dope. So you got way more experience in this game than I do. I do like this game. I actually really love this game. Uh, Off stream, I am working through Eye of the Beholder 1. I just started today. Uh, but when it came to streaming, I just wanted to stream this because having real character death is kind of hilarious. Hmm. Eye of the Beholder 2 is a masterpiece? Okay. I'll remember that when I get to it. I do like the first one. Having 4 characters and potentially getting up to 6 if you find them, I think that's pretty cool. The only thing that I think is kind of weird is I can't rearrange my party, like who's in what slots. Or if you can, I haven't found the button for it yet. That back there. But I think I did accidentally read somewhere that when it comes to recruiting characters in the first game, you can actually find characters that's dead and you just have to revive them. And because of that, when I started, there's like a pile of bones right at the beginning of the entrance. And I just picked it up and I was like, yeah, eventually I'll probably get a revival spell and I'll see what happens with these pile of bones, depending on how long I actually have to carry them around. All right. Uh, ooh. All right, level 2. Oh. He's one of the beefy ones. There we go. He's down. There we go. Reaction scroll. Cool. I had, let's see. I played Baldur's Gate 1. I am slowly getting through Baldur's Gate 2, but still in the very beginning. And now I'm playing this game, which is like pretty much the only experience I have with second edition rules. It's just the video games. I haven't played it in tabletop yet. Granted, when it comes to tabletop, I've only played 3.5 and 5th edition, which I do like 3.5. It I can't pinpoint exactly what it is about 3.5 that I enjoy. I just know that as a system, I like it. And then 5th edition is just the one that I spent the most time on because it's the one that most people are playing nowadays. And if I recall, there's only one group in my local area that is actively playing second edition, but the group size is like 12 people deep, which is something that I just don't want to be a part of. I mean, having more people is always going to be fun, but having that many people, eh. I understand that. Oh, wait a minute! I just heard a door open. Okay, didn't think that was possible. Thought the game pauses when you had your map open. I guess it's only the camp screen. But I do feel you on that statement. Like, there's certain things that you just have to play when a certain time comes around. For me, see, what game is it? Uh, Actually, I don't think I have a game that goes like that. I have a lot of TV shows that I'll typically watch once a year, roughly around the same time period. Not so much video games. Man, a lot of scrolls. Cleric ones too. But all on that said, when it did come to second edition, I will say for me it's been pretty rough. 'Cause I did not immediately like it at all. The whole inverse number thing with DACO, and it took me a long while to understand what that was actually saying to me. Uh, and then some of the other smaller things about second edition. Uh, I mean, smaller thieves. I really didn't like thieves at first. The whole percentile roll chance of they're like one and only class defining feature, and it's all chance based on how well, not even how well you do it, it's just if it works or not. And then multi-classing and dual classing confused me because I thought they were the same thing, and they're totally not the same thing at all. But now actually spending these past few months playing second edition games, I understand it a lot more, and I actually like it a lot more. In my overall list, I'll probably put, well, fifth edition is number one. Super easy to get into for people to play and learn. Cool. And then I'll put second edition right under that, and then 3.5 at the bottom. And then here soon, I actually tried doing it today, but it confused me. I'll get into first edition and, ooh, wow, and mess around with the pools of radiance in its series. Oh yeah. Uh, Cleric Thief in Baldur's Gate can't use. Yeah, the weapons you want to use for backstab, you can't because Cleric still restricts all of that. I will say, if you keep going with that character, there are some. I think it's like a quarterstaff that you can get that I'm told is really good for doing backstabs on. But that is a funny interaction to me for the cleric thief specifically. It's like, oh, cool. I'm a backstab. I got all these divine spells that can self buff, get me a little bit more damage, and I can't actually use those really good backstabbing weapons. Because clerics can't use it. Now, something that would be kind of cool, maybe if there's mods for this game, or if people did make mods for this game, is if you could get like this enhanced edition classes and kits, but for this. And oh man, that'd be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, that 19 strength. I as much as I played Baldur's Gate 1 twice fully through, except for the expansion, and both times it's been me just playing a half orc. Mainly because I just like melee characters in general. And it's like, well, why play any other race if I can play this one that gives me 19 strength right off the rip? I know there's a very popular Baldur's Gate streamer, Devayorn, who is currently playing a assassin that's a half orc, and it's pretty much the same reasoning. You get that 19 strength, go backstabbing. Did I just confuse myself somehow? Oh, this is a trick wall. That's why. But yeah, he's doing a full like both game run. The Great Devayorn playing as an assassin. Oh yeah, it is impressive. It's also hilarious. Granted, for BG1, like I understand what's happening there. For BG2, not so much because I haven't gotten that far in the game yet. Uh, but it's still entertaining to watch, like him do that challenge. I mean, he's completed it once, but seeing him go for it again and again with all these other characters, very funny to me. All right, where am I going? And then on top of that, having a mod that just makes the game harder too, because it changes the way the AI works. That's just great. That's just great stuff. All right, we're missing that key. Missing a lot of keys. All the way back. All the way back. Stairs are here from where we came. Probably gonna be down here. Ah, trick wall again. There we go. Now I do know there's a couple other streamers who do that same challenge too, but they don't stream as often as he does. All right, let's see. Upload door. Enemies are respawning. All right. Hopefully this is the hallway to take. So far, really good. I mean, having cleric as part of your kit is always good in this game. Surely, I can actually make it past level 8 or floor 8. Yeah, that is true. Fact that he's able to consistently stream and get that many people to watch him, and his Discord is very active too. Like tons of people are in there constantly talking about the game. Ooh, wait. And we just got put into a situation real quick. Those hammers fading out right there. But yeah, consistently getting 200, 300 viewers. Having an active Discord of people that are constantly talking about the game and giving advice to each other. Like I'm in the Discord and I'll ask questions. And of course making jokes about him dying a lot on his characters. Not the button I wanted to press. Third level mage and a helmet. I might actually risk putting that helmet on. Oh, must have killed him on the return. Alright. Wall. There's no way that's the stairs. So I have to take that door. 5,000. I forget how much XP I actually need for cleric. Like I know off the top of my head, for mage getting a level 5, you need 20,000. So cleric shouldn't be that high. It might be like 13,000. I am going the wrong way. Oh, since you're here and we're talking about the Baldur's Gate as a series and all of that, are you on board with the hype or excited about Baldur's Gate 3, even though it's going to be the 5th edition rule set? Gonna have to do some inventory management here. Uh, but I only ask because I'm excited for it. I mean, dude, D&D games, I will always be excited for. But I wanted to know what long-term fans kind of felt about it. Let me fix this image. Yeah, I can understand that. It being it's like not connecting with anything. Even though they what? I believe they announced only 2 of the companions are returning. Jahira, granted she's an elf. She kind of lives that long anyway. And then Minx is in it because somehow he got petrified at one point and then unpetrified for the game. But as far as connections goes, that's really about it. Class 1. I'll risk it. It can't make it worse. There we go. Regular helmet. They're all clerics. All right. In case it crashes. All right. For me, the main reason I'm excited for it actually has nothing to do with the fact that it's Baldur's Gate 3. It's oh, what was that? Ooh, thanks for the follow. I should probably change that animation so that it's a bit clearer to see on screen. But I much appreciate that follow. Uh, but I was gonna say was even though it has nothing to do with the actual Baldur's Gate series, Larian does have a good track record of allowing or developing like their own creators kit for their games and allowing mods and whatnot. Now, granted, it really depends on how much Wizard of the Coast will allow them to do so. That's the part I'm excited for, is the stuff that other folks will create. Oh, wait a minute. Surrounded right now. Okay, there we go. That's better. Oop, oop. Uh-oh. Spells are starting to run out. There we go. Oh, don't need parchment paper. Alright, this big guy should be dying soon. I hope? There we go. There we go. He didn't drop anything. And we haven't found the boss yet. Hmm. Now, if they don't do a creators pack, hopefully they'll do like extra content afterwards. And I know Wizard of the Coast has to have thought about it, but I am surprised there hasn't been outside of the gold box collections and series from, way back when. They haven't done a modern Ravenloft or Curse of Strahd. They probably would just name it Curse of Strahd because it's their most popular adventure that they put out. And I say that with full confidence because it's the only adventure book that has been reprinted for each edition since it was created. I'm pretty sure they even made it for fourth edition as well, even though people really hated that one. Oh, there's the boss. And level 4 cleric. All right. Ooh, Pillars of Eternity. Yes. So that one I actually do play a lot. Um, I could probably say Pillars of Eternity is in my once a year playthrough category. because I recently just rebeat the first game, and I'm pretty close to. Actually, I'm not close to doing it on the second game because I'm doing all the DLC content for the second game that I didn't do when it first came out. So all of that's still new and fresh to me. I thought about streaming that one, but this one just seemed like a lot more fun. But I do love Pillars of Eternity. I like both games for each their own reasons. Uh, the first game, but the first game, I like the exploration of it because it does remind me of Baldur's Gate 1, and I do like the exploration of Baldur's Gate 1. And then the second game, I like the changes that they made to the combat system. And you're able to do like your so Baldur's Gate's 2, Pillars of Eternity, the Pathfinder series, like people make builds and whatnot, but when everything's based off of per rest, you do your combo as much as you can, and then you have to do this whole like full stop, take a rest, go to a safe place, yada yada. Well, for the second game of Pillars of Eternity, you don't have to worry about that anymore because there is no per rest resource. Like everything is per encounter. So every single time you get into a fight, you're coming into that fight with full strength. And I like that. Because if you're one of those people that really likes doing mage tanks, you can do that in every single fight. Or if you just like throwing out fireballs constantly, you can do that in every single fight. And I like that. And also pirate theme. Get to have a ship and go around messing people up. Alright. Since I don't have to worry about multi-level puzzles, I'm gonna throw that key away. Immediately pick up 2 more. Alright. Oh, man, it's carrion crawlers. Every time. They're like the only 2 enemies that I've seen so far that moves just as fast as you can as a player. The other one being the troglodyte. Starting to see carrion crawlers. Means we're starting to get to some good leveling soon. Hmm. I actually don't know about Tales of Candlekeep, and I haven't played Tactics Ogre or Final Fantasy Tactics. Already got Stone the Flesh. Flesh the Stone. I do know that when it comes to those type of games, people really love them. Now, the Final Fantasy one I am actually interested in. This Final Fantasy is my personal favorite series. Hey, level up. Strategy games. Ooh, typically with strategy games, I'm not that good at them. it starts off well, but then it gets to a certain point where I tend to put like all my eggs in one basket. So Fire Emblem, like character death and Fire Emblems are something you have to worry about. And I remember trying to play a Fire Emblem once, and I had this one character that I really liked. I kept using them, kept giving them all the kills and whatnot. Did a boss battle, and they died immediately in the boss battle. And everything else just went downhill from there because I had no other character that could keep up. And it's really just not turn based. It's any strategy game. I just can't keep up. I guess I'm not thinking hard enough. But I'll definitely give them a try, especially if I can make time for Final Fantasy Tactics. Because the classes that's in that game, I like all of them. Hmm, that is true. Don't have that key. Let's see. If they were to do a D&D Fire Emblem like game, hmm. I mean, just for the fact that it's Dungeons and Dragons, I would still buy it. I just don't know how long I would actually continue to play it. But that actually is it piques my interest. I would like to see that. I guess the question is, would it be class based, as in you're picking what classes you want on your team, or is it character based and it's just like popular characters from stories and whatnot that you're choosing? Not pre-generated characters. So the middle ground of both. That's still good. Yeah, I have to look that up after this stream and check out some videos of it. Oop, and Spiritual Hammer's gone again. Oh yeah, we did level up. Other detect magic. Protection for evil. Two more spiritual hammers, so I don't have to worry about resting as often. I don't know those characters only because I haven't made it far in the novels of Forgotten Realms. I am currently working on the Dragonlance, but those are some long books. I mean, they're great books. They're just long. Even if you're listening to them as a audiobook, they're like 20 hours long. But I am currently on. Let me look it up. I believe I made it to the spring, so the third book. Yeah, I'm on the third book because I do remember I had just finished the winter, which ends with the paladin dying, whose name I can't think of. Ah, come on, Shrum, Shrum. I'm mispronouncing his name, but yeah, he just died, and they found out that it was Tannis. X and the sister of the brothers. So yeah, I should be on spring, the beginning of spring. And I like the Dragonlance ones. It was actually kind of I I wish that all the other novels that I read are written like the Dragonlance ones because it is hilarious to me how when I play tabletop D&D and I play sorcerer, wizard, or any of the spellcasters, I personally like doing the material casting. It just adds more flavor to it. And you can be a lot more descriptive. And seeing that them do that in the Dragonlance books and how like, oh, the person's pulling out such and such item, and I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I know what spell they're gonna start casting. And that damn moment when they're all locked up in the first book. Yeah, in the first book. And Fizban's like, oh, I know how to get us out of this cage, and pulls out a ball of bat guano and sulfur. I literally fell out of my chair laughing because I knew what was coming up. And that's just a top moment for me. And so every other time when they cast spells, I'll pause the listening to sit and think like, okay, what spell is it? Okay, is that why is they're using it in this situation? And it's just hilarious. But that Fizban moment, that took the cake. Wow. That really took the cake. Oh man. Or but there's other good ones like the beginning when they first all came together and everything kind of started popping off with the draconians attacking and Raylan starts throwing out sand everywhere and it's like, oh yeah, he's just casting sleep left and right. They didn't fully melt it. He the fireball heated the cage just enough so that I believe it was Tanis could grab the bars and bend them. So it did work. But everyone did take damage from that. And that's just hilarious to me. Because I can actually see somebody at an actual like tabletop game and they're asking each other like, okay, who can do what? Who can get us out of this cage? The thief goes, oh, I don't got my lock picks right now. They took everything. And that one wizard is like, hey, I got a spell that can work. And everyone's like, all right, man. Well, if it works, go ahead and do it. He's like, all right, cool. So I'll take out this ball of bat guano and sulfur and I cast fireball. And the DM's like, you do know what? You want to do what? He's like, yeah, it's the only thing I can do. I'm gonna cast fireball because it should either completely melt it or just blow off this whole cage. Everyone is so stunned and couldn't say anything, and the DM's like, just roll it. Let's just see what happens. And yeah, that scene was just amazing, amazing. But I like the series, and I hope that all the other ones have shenanigans like that. That makes me think like a player and why someone did that in that exact situation. Oop, uh, died right as I got paralyzed. All right, but Fizzman's hilarious. Uh, I think I'm going to mispronounce a lot of these names because I do get Tanis and one other character mixed up because they both start with T's. The halfling character. I can't remember his name at the moment. I get them mixed up. But I feel like the thief isn't used as much as so far in the books. He kind of just stumbles upon things and it works out for him. hasn't had a cool moment yet. Yeah, Tasselhoff. But I will say I definitely was not expecting the brothers like so oh man, I should really pick up the book again because I'm butchering all of these names. So there's Raylan and his brother, the barbarian or the fighter, but I think he's supposed to be like a barbarian. Like they always talked about his sister because Tannis dated the sister, and I kept thinking like, all right, it's just an old love interest. She'll never show up, and then she does show up, but as a villain, and it's like, have I been saying Raylan this entire? I have. I'm sorry. But yeah, the sister does actually show up, but actually as part of the Dragon Lord's army, and it's like, oh wow, wasn't actually thinking that far ahead. That's cool. I like that. Protection from poison. Got a lot of scrolls. Though I will say there was a point in the second book where I actually did get confused on characters just because of the time skip that it does from when Gold Moon decides to start training people to become clerics again. Like around that area, they started introducing more characters, and I got confused a bit on what was happening. Oh yeah, and then there's the dragon fights. Oh wow. Well, yeah, there is that part. When I meant barbarian, I was thinking of Racewin brother, whose name I can't think of. But when they first describe him, they pretty much kind of describe him as a barbarian until Riverwind and Goldmoon shows up. Is it Riverwind? Dang, these names get me. So many characters in the story. I know Goldmoon's for fact one of them. I still don't have that key. But all in all, I am working on a series. Once I finish Dragonlance, I actually don't know what book I'm gonna go to or what series I'll go to next. I do have a list in my Chrome. I created a folder. Well, I have a D&D folder, and on the top of that D&D folder is the novels and recommended readings that they put in the back of the Dungeon Master Guide. But I was thinking I would either jump over and start reading the Dritz series because I know a lot of people talk about those, or just work on well, the appendix in the back of the Dungeon Master Guide is just non D&D related, but still fantasy stuff. I know there's a Baldur's Gate novel series, but from what I hear, not a lot of people actually like it. Oh no, that's okay. I was saying earlier, I got the Dragonlance series box as well on Steam. Uh, I just haven't gotten around to playing them because I do know they're older and everything's based off of like key binding press, and I just got to figure it out. And I opened Pools of the Radiance today, and I didn't even get to the game, and it already confused me because there's a button that said translation wheel or code wheel, and I opened it up and I was like, "What is this?" And then you open up the game and it's like, "Hey, yeah, we want you to like click this and then click that and then figure out the code word based off of what path you're going to that you're needing to look at it." And I was like, "What are we using this for?" And at first, I'm thinking like, "Oh, maybe it's just this version's game of the piracy protection." Until I read the manual, and it was like, no, this is actually something you need to like play the game in order to understand stuff. So I promptly closed the game and went back to just playing Dungeon Hack because I didn't want to deal with it at the moment. But yeah, as far as Steam goes, I bought Collection 1, 2, and 3, and I believe if I double check, I bought the Dark Sun pack and the Ravenloft pack and the Kryn series pack. Yeah, so I have them all. I just haven't gotten around to playing them all yet. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of Naruto series. Yeah, I'll finish the Dragonlance. I'm either gonna hop over for the Legend of Drizzt series, though there's a lot of books for that one, or I'll probably seen it before. Where is it on this list? There's the Elmeister series, the Harper series, and yeah, I think those were like the three that I was looking at, and probably War of the Spider Queen. But I think those kind of tie in back to the Drizzt stuff. Alright, up and around, open this door, and hopefully I don't have to go searching for illusionary wall. I will say for the Dragonlance stuff, I should probably be able to finish that come by the end of next month. I got a long road trip coming up, and it's gonna be a lot of driving. Oh, starting to get trapped in. There we go. Desktop Dungeons. Hmm. Don't think I've heard of that one. Mage level 4, even though I haven't touched a single mage spell. Alright, let me look up what Desktop Dungeon is. Sounds interesting. I've seen stuff similar, but I haven't seen that exact game. Alright, I'm gonna have to mute myself real quick. Alright, let's do this. Don't know how I messed up, but it's fine. But yeah, that game does look similar. I do have a few that kind of falls in that same category of controlling a single character. You move using either like your number keys or WASD, and it's all like turn based. Typically in those games, I don't survive long either. Like one that reminds me of it is Tales of Magi that I have, and that one I can complete like the beginner dungeon. I could probably do like the second dungeon, but by the time I make it to dungeon number 3 that you need to do, I just get destroyed. There we go. Varney. There we go. We got it. Improved identify. Actually, this is the part where I start to let's remember how to do things. For some reason, I can't remember how you actually supposed to save, just in case. And I think I messed it up already. I did. That's not what I was supposed to do. I don't play mage all that often, so I sometimes forget how you're actually supposed to scribe spells. Alright, cut off. No, not that way. Sometimes, yeah, I tend to do that. I could do that right now. Oh wow, none of these weapons were magic. Okay, there's that. Do that. Identify. Could have sworn there was a option here for when you got a scroll to scribe, and for some reason I am just not remembering what I was supposed to actually do. Yeah, that's why I was asking. It's like, how do I put it in the spell book now? Because I don't remember how to. Yeah, because I do have the spell slots for it. I can drag it over. Ah, okay, there we go. That's better. Thanks for that help, because I always forget. All right, so we got that. Got the lightning bolt in there. I think we're good now. Save. Okay, Verne, I think I'm gonna call it here for the night. Cause that yesterday one, I did 3-ish hours. I probably should get some rest, but I do know I'll be back tomorrow if you want to keep watching this run. And I do make an effort of putting these up on YouTube as well. You can catch it there. You can catch it on Twitch. Always be evil. My Baldur's Gate 2 run is evil. Can't be no goody two shoes. But thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. But I will see you tomorrow if you join me.